Welcome to Cooking with Martha. It's not a thing. It doesn't exist and it never will. I'm not really a cook. I like to make a few things, but I would never classify myself as a cook. Mug of the day. It is, oh, I don't know how to show it to you. Okay, so kitties all over it, and then on the handle it says cat. Sorry. Hey guys, hello, good morning. It's a chilly day here today, which is weird. But yeah, it's overcast and I'm going to turn the Roomba off. So I am going to, I thought it would be fun for all to show you guys how to make the 2-ingredient dough that I'm somewhat obsessed with. So I'm going to get the ingredients together and show you how it's done. Alrighty, so here we are ready to make our 2-ingredient dough. So I have yogurt, this brand. I think you can pretty much use any brand. One of the recipes just says that make sure it's like a thick yogurt and not, I don't know, I've only tried one other kind, and that's the Trader Joe's, and that worked fine too. But you want it to be the 0%, okay, no fat. And then self-rising flour. Any brand will do. All right, and measuring cup, bowl. And then I have a piece of wax paper. You can use parchment paper. I don't have parchment paper right now, so wax paper works just fine. All right, so theoretically, the recipe is 1-to-1, 1 cup of flour to 1 cup of yogurt. I usually have been doing, I've made it a couple times, and I did the 1 cup of flour and then not quite a cup of yogurt, and then I added yogurt if it seemed a little bit dry. I want to try to make a double recipe. I'm not sure I have 2 cups of yogurt, but I kind of want to make a double recipe because I want to show you guys the different things that I have made with it and things you can do with it. And I'm going to use the air fryer and not the oven, so I'm going to show you with that too. So let's put the ingredients together. So anyway, I'm mixing the 2 ingredients in here, and I'm going to adjust the camera to show you what it should look like and kind of what you're working for. So what you're trying to do is get everything that is loose, like the flour, to at least be somewhat stuck to another piece. So it's going to be kind of crumbly. That's the texture you're going to go for to begin with. And then, so I did have enough to make a double batch. So I'm a little under 2 cups of yogurt right now. So once you get it to be kind of that consistency, pretty crumbly, but like everything's pretty much stuck together. It's a little, there's still a little powder on the side, but that's not a big deal. So once you get it like that, go ahead and add a little bit more of the yogurt, not too much. So you want to kind of do it a little bit at a time. And I'm almost out of yogurt, so hopefully this is enough left. So I'm just going to put like another spoonful in there. Sorry, that's probably loud. Another spoonful or so. And mix that in a little bit. Just get a little bit more sticky. But you don't want it to be too sticky, because then it makes it a pain to make the shapes. So then I'm going to scrape it off. I feel like that's pretty good. Now there comes a point where you can't use the spatula anymore, or the spoon, so you're gonna have to use your hands. Okay, so once we're trying to get rid of all that crumbly stuff on the bottom. So now that I've got most of it in, and you noticed probably I had to add some more yogurt. It is still a little bit dry, which is interesting. I've never made a double batch before, so that could be affecting it. But anyway, so just trying to work all the dry bits in, and now it's starting to feel a little bit stickier. So as you work it in, even though it seems like it's dry, it will start to feel a little sticky. So I'm gonna dust with a smidge of flour, just a little bit, so it's not sticking to me and to the paper, and it starts to get to be more like a dough that I can work with. So, and this is the fun part. I am not usually a person who likes to touch the food that I'm cooking, so I will often wear like little thin gloves, especially if I'm working with like meats and stuff, but I'm all out of gloves, so this is what we're doing. All right, so this is pretty good. Making a mess. Yeah, so this is pretty good. It's still a little sticky. I'm gonna go ahead and grab just a little more flour. I don't want it to be super goopy. But there is a fine line, so you gotta be careful, because then you end up with it too dry and it starts to like, it won't like adhere to itself when you make the pieces. So I think this is pretty good, pretty good. Seems workable. All right, so I'm gonna pause. Once you have your dough separated, I made this into 12 pieces. Some of these might be a little bit big. I can't really tell yet until I try to work them out. So what I'm gonna do is just take the pieces and work them into, depending on what I want to make. So the first thing that I made with these was a funnel cake, like, you know, not really a funnel cake, but like a type of a funnel cake. So you made it into a long strip like so, and then just made a little like knot with it. I just kind of wrapped it around and made it look cute. And that's that. So, so yeah, so that's the way I did it for the funnel cake. And then I just sprinkled powdered sugar on there. Okay, so for the bagel, the easiest way is just to keep it in this shape and then poke a hole and just make it into your bagel. Done. Now with the bagels, I brush those with egg, and I like sesame bagels. You could do the everything bagel sprinkle from Trader Joe's. I don't have any of that. And then the other thing I did was garlic knots. So I made this shape pretty much. I made them a little bit smaller, but I made this shape and did the egg wash and just like a little bit of sprinkle of garlic salt. So you can really put anything on them. I was thinking about doing cinnamon sugar, or so I was thinking about maybe doing like a cinnamon sugar or something like that. Now, of course, if you're doing these for Weight Watchers, which is where I got the idea and why I started making them, is because they are 2 points for one of these guys. and you feel like you're having a little treat. But if you start putting like sugar and stuff on them, it does make the points go up. So you want to be careful. Now, you could also do big old bites, you know, like just little like nuggets. A friend of mine did that. So just make, you know, little pieces and season them as you like, just to have like a little snacky treat if you wanted to do that. So I think I'll do a few like that. Just, you know, change it up, makes you feel like you're having, like if you're not eating a lot of carbs, it makes you feel like you can have a little bit if it goes with your plan and you don't go overboard, you know, and eat like a whole loaf of bread. So, but using the Greek yogurt definitely brings like, you know, brings the glycemic response down. So, yeah. So there you have it. That is your 2 ingredient dough lesson. And I will post the recipe again in the comments, or not in the comments, but in the description if you want to check it out. And it is from recipegirl.com, and she has some great stuff on there. I highly recommend her site, especially if you're doing Weight Watchers. Lots of recipes that, and they all have they have the points on there. So it makes it nice to kind of gauge what you're going to be putting in your mouth. So that's it. I'll show you the finished product. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the air fryer. So let's talk about putting them in the air fryer. I usually put about, depending on how big the pieces are, I can usually fit like 3 or 4 in there. So I make sure it's preheated just at the regular air fryer setting. Don't know how your air fryer works. I have mine is the Lumia something. I can't see it from here. But anyway, I have an air fryer setting and I just put it on that, drop the temperature to about 375 and let it preheat. Once it's preheated, I pop them in for 8 minutes and they're golden brown and perfect. So I will, as soon as I get a couple made, I will show you what that looks like. I guess you could do like a pretzel and put some like rock salt on there. That would be yummy, huh? So I usually do a whole egg wash because I like kind of that like golden yellowy look. But I did egg white this time only just to see what the difference would be. So I don't know what the difference is going to be. But so then after I did the egg wash on everything, I did sesame on 4 of the bagels, and then I'm going to leave 2 just plain. And then I just went a little crazy with the cinnamon sugar sprinkle. I figured it'd be fun to try, and so that way they're not all just for me, because I can't eat all those. I mean, I could surely try, but I probably shouldn't. So anyway, while I'm waiting for the air fryer to heat up, just a little bit more about Weight Watchers and why I decided to do Weight Watchers. I had been tracking my food with MyFitnessPal, which was going pretty good, but I wasn't remaining consistent because I didn't really have any guidelines. It was basically me against myself. And so I started looking at Weight Watchers, and not because I think that like they're great or anything, like I don't know a lot about them, never even really delved into it. I liked that there were guidelines of like what foods were beneficial, and I think tracking is hugely important if you are really trying to lose weight or trying to become like healthier. I think tracking your food and seeing what you actually put in your body is super helpful, and it also helps you to see like what messes with you. Like I realized like I was eating these bars, protein bars, and my stomach was jacked up. My intestines were not happy, and it was because they have sugar alcohols, and I know that about myself, but I didn't read that ingredient. So it just kind of forces you to like slow down and look at what you're eating. So anyway, just my little 2 cents on what I like about Weight Watchers. It's about $20 a month. So I did it for 1 month, and I'm going to do it for 1 month. I don't know if I'll keep doing it, but I do like that about it. All right, the air fryer's ready, so I'm going to go ahead and put in the stuff. All right, first batch. Oh, they still have that very lovely golden. Not quite as shiny though as the other ones, but oh, don't they look amazing? Look at that. Magic. All right, I'm gonna cook the rest. So hey, if you guys try this recipe, let me know. Send me a picture on my email or whatever. I wanna see what you did. All right,